Hello, I'm Maddie,
I'm Karina.
and this is Everything But the Fairy Tale Sink. This week's episode is the Slavic mythology of the Kikimora. And yes, Karina and I are wearing the same clothes because we are filming this the same day as we filmed the Kelpie episode. So
I
the catch up.
apologize. Oh, I'm gonna say I apologize in advance if I sound like a dying toad at any point because my vocal cords are tired.
Yes. So now I will be the one doing the talking and she will be the one doing the commenting.
Woo.
Anyways, what is your recommendation again for this week?
My recommendation of the day is to go rewatch your favorite childhood movie solely because I really want to watch How to Train Your Dragon right now.
And my recommendation is the Netflix original based on a book series, The Witcher. And the creature I'm talking about today is in The Witcher, but is
The Witcher.
very different. Shall we begin?
We shall.
Okay, so Kikimoras are essentially a Slavic boogeyman, very different from the Kikimora we see in The Witcher. And they are found in most Slavic countries, and they're usually connected to things that most boogie creatures are connected with, such as nightmares, sleep paralysis, and anything bad that happens in the night, such as maybe like a cold frost that goes through and kills all your crops kind of deal.
Oh, that was weird timing. I just got a chill as you said that. That was not planned. I swear to
Spooky,
God.
spooky. So for anyone who's watched The Witcher, the Kikimora in that is very well, it's like a spider human combination thing. And the Kikimoras in Slavic mythology are house spirits. So they are more commonly women. There are some male Kikimoras, but more often than not, they are women. And they can be in a form of an old woman, or maybe they have the feet of a chicken, or but they always have their heads covered, like the headscarves that you see older Russian women wearing. And one thing that they can do
Oh.
that's really fun is they can go into the dreams of men and ruin their relationships with the woman. So they like convince them in a dream to break up with who they're dating.
Cue Ariana Grande's break up with your girlfriend because I'm bored.
No,
Okay.
it's actually break up with your girlfriend because a Kikimora told you to.
Oh, yeah. So my brain, when you said that they're usually women, definitely was like boogie woogie women. I'm very
No.
tired. But
Um,
that
so
that's not what I expected. Of
we
just
are
literal
we're
homewrecker.
we're yes. So actually speaking of homewreckers, she lives in your home. She literally lives in people's homes. Once a Kikimora is in your home, it's very hard to get her to leave.
Oh.
Yes, fun fact. And the most effective way to get rid of them is to just not make eye contact with them. So if
Oh,
you
that's
see
really
them,
easy for anyone with anxiety.
so Kikimora, when said in the way it's supposed to, because I don't speak Russian, is related to the sound of a spindle, which she sits at and spins her, she does her little weaving at. And she is connected to bad moments in women's lives, such as stillbirth or death of the mother or infant during labor. So she's a malevolent spirit. And anytime that happens and there's a Kikimora in the house, she tends to start to resemble that woman who has died.
That's horrifying.
Yeah.
So I was
So,
thinking, you said it's a Russian word technically.
yes.
My
Well,
Russian
Slavic.
pronunciation is not great, but Kikimora, I believe.
Possibly, but it is like primarily, anyways. So, yeah, if there is a Kikimora in the house and a woman dies during labor or a child dies, the Kikimora starts to take on that face. An absolutely horrifying image, I know.
That that's a whole different level of homewrecker.
Uh-huh. So, other than not making eye contact with the Kikimora, a great way to keep the Kikimoras from traveling through doors is to shove paper in the keyhole or keep the key in the keyhole, which is actually still a common practice today. If you go into Slavic
Huh.
homes, you can see sometimes that they have papers in the keyholes or that they have keys in the keyhole. And if you ask them why, they will tell you it's to, fend off a Kikimora.
Interesting.
Yes.
I wonder what
So
that's like. Do you just like go out one morning with your cup of coffee and your stack of newspaper and you're like, all right, it's time to stuff the doorknobs?
yes. So when kikimoras are in homes, they tend to live in crevices, cellars, just like small, dark places.
Wait, how big are they?
It never specifies. It just says that they're like house dwelling, home wrecker creatures.
That's weird.
I know. So,
Just like, oh, sorry, go ahead.
children are actually told not to look into doors or cabinets at night because a kikimora could kidnap them.
Oh my god.
And kidnapped kikimoras, like kidnapped children, can become kikimoras. So, like,
What?
so basically, what I'm getting from this is like boogie creatures are created to like be a warning, like telling people
Mm.
and children to like not go out at night or to behave at night. So I think that's, essentially what a kikimora is it's like a warning thing of don't do anything at night, don't go out at night, or a kikimora will kidnap your child and turn it into one of them.
It could also possibly be because you said like they're told not to look through doorknobs and stuff like that. God, I hate my brain definitely just went Soviet propaganda, but don't look at what your parents are doing. You don't want to find out something you don't want to know. Oh wait, let's come up with a legend about this, which I know this is far before the Soviet Union, this legend being invented. But yeah, just like, oh, we don't want our kids to see anything. Legend.
Very possible. So, Kikimoras, even though they are mostly house dwelling spirits, they can also live in swamps or marshes, which I will get into that in a little bit. And they're frequently said to be married to Domovi, which is a benevolent male house spirit, whereas so Kikimoras are malevolent female house spirits. And Domovi is a benevolent male house spirit who has more powers than the Kikimora. So it's kind of like a balancing of the powers thing.
That sounds like a sitcom waiting to happen.
So, yeah, many people today, she's still a very, very popular spirit, as I mentioned, with the
Mm-hmm.
keys and the keyholes. And many people to this day, if they have a nightmare, they will say that they have been visited by a Kikimora.
Interesting.
Yeah. So she is like just one of those creatures that just so sticks out in mythology. And she has been inspiration for many poems and novels. And there was an orchestral piece done about her.
Huh.
And in 1988, there was actually a species of spider named after her, which I absolutely hate because I despise, like, spiders are so scary to me, called the Kikimora palustris. So feel free to Google that. It is a
As
real species of spiders.
as a weirdo who likes spiders, they're very pretty. They're like little brown guys. I like them.
As we near the end, I will break down two countries that I could actually find specific information on how they perceive kikimoras.
Okay.
So in Poland, kikimoras are either benevolent or malevolent spirits. So they can be like one or the other. And the benevolent good version of the kikimora is the domowicha, which is a protective spirit versus an evil spirit.
Huh.
Yeah, so I'm thinking I might try and find a little more information on the Domowichas for a later episode.
Mm-hmm.
And then in Russia, there are two kinds of Kikimoras, the swamp and forest Kikimoras, which I mentioned
Mm-hmm.
earlier. And the forest Kikimora is again believed to be married to Domovi, and the swamp Kikimora is believed to be married to Leshi, which is a male swamp spirit. And
Huh.
it is said that they leave wet footprints in any house that she visits.
Oh, that's
So,
obnoxious.
so if you have mysterious wet footprints, chances are a swamp kikimora came into your home, told your man to break up with you, and then disappeared into the night.
Interesting.
Yes. And fun fact before we go, when people are building houses, if they want to wish ill will upon the person they're building the house for, they will set loose a kikimora in the house. Because as I previously mentioned, it is incredibly hard to get these spirits to leave once they're in your home.
So I'm just trying to think. Why would you have ill will towards the person you're building the house for?
I don't
Like,
know. It was like in the olden days.
yeah,
Like,
my brain is just going to like a mother-in-law who really hates her daughter-in-law tells her husband to put a kikimora in their house so their son leaves her.
yes,
Seriously, this would make great sitcom material.
I know. Anyways, so that's the Slavic creature, the Kikimora. What do you think?
I still have break up with your girlfriend because I'm bored stuck in my head. Um, that's interesting. That is
Yeah,
definitely not what I expected
yeah,
because
and
I definitely
definitely.
pictured The Witcher.
Yeah, so as you can tell, but I would like to picture Geralt fighting a
Mm.
little chicken woman. Geralt Geralt loses his job as a witcher, becomes Ghostbuster, hunts Kikimoras.
All right, so as we're nearing the end of the episode, thank you so much for joining us. Next week we will be going into vampires, potentially going to be a two-parter. We're not sure yet. And we have our little wish segment at the end. And Maddie, do you want to go first?
My wish is that whenever you feel like you're eating too much food, you don't have a stomachache after it.
Oh, I could use that. My wish is for the students out there that going into this next week, you will be able to get at least 85% on every single assignment.
Nice.
Yeah, also something I need right now.
Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Again, if you made it to the end and passed all of our ramblings, we love you. We appreciate you.
Go ahead and click that like or subscribe button. Think there's a bell we're supposed to ask you to hit too.
Honestly, we all know we're all YouTube watchers. Bell
Yeah,
never works.
it doesn't.
Anyways, bye bye.
Bye.